For many, there's a growing sense of unease about the way that life is, about the way that society is operating, and about the way the world is developing generally. And sometimes there's questions about the church's part in all of that. And it can be quite overwhelming to wonder how we can change anything, change ourselves, never mind the world. And that's why I'm excited and inspired about this emerging Kairos movement, a group of people coming together, inviting others to join them on a journey that's about exploring some rich and ancient spiritual traditions and seeing how they can shape life today. A journey that's about exploring afresh what it is to follow in the way of Jesus. About being part of a growing and inclusive, diverse, dispersed, encouraging community where people can truly be encouraged to flourish, to find a rhythm and a balance in life that makes sense, where they can explore their gifting and how that can benefit them and bring benefit to the world. It really feels like a Kairos moment. Kairos, that rich ancient Greek word that speaks of God's timing and God's opportunity.
So I really liked that it wasn't just, you have to be a member, there's lots of different types of membership. And I think for me that makes it a lot easier for me to be not only part of my local community and church, but also part of the Kairos movement, because I don't feel like I have to pick and choose. I can be part of both things. And also I think it's really useful for young people, because I know as a lot of young people kind of want to get to know the faith. They don't want to feel like they're pressurised into being a member of something before they've had that breathing room to experience what it's like in the movement, and maybe to explore their own faith and feel what they're comfortable with. And without that hanging over them, the pressure of membership, I think that's really positive, and it releases them.
Well, I think the idea of a network of people who share common interests and experience of working in their communities in various projects is a tremendous idea, and it's something that I'm very keen to tap into.
We're already involved in many things between us, and as part of the Kairos movement, it's exciting to see these things link up and the kingdom growing in new ways.
In challenging and supporting one another to find more sustainable ways to live as we take the climate emergency seriously.
Come alongside those who need help and support.
In celebrating a rainbow of self-expression for our individual identities.
Being somewhere that people of all ages feel they belong to and are part of, where we all listen to one another and grow in body, mind and spirit.
To create spaces for rest and reflection and for creativity and healing.
Kairos is unique in Methodism that it will be a district-wide circuit with a single church and no buildings. One trustee body will oversee accountability, safeguarding, finance and everything Methodism requires of a circuit and church. But beyond this body, it will look very different to our normal life. We are primarily aiming at those who don't belong to church, but we also hope it might be a secondary place of belonging or mission for some of you too. Kairos will have intimate, deep sharing grassroots nurture groups where we belong, are fed spiritually and are accountable to one another. And diverse outward-facing community and kingdom-building Kairos groups. We'll gather physically and digitally for fun, learning, sharing and worship. All of this will be woven together by a set of shared values, and more importantly, people released in their passions and gifts, drawing on their own discipleship experiences to help others journey and discover the fullness of life that Jesus promised the kingdom would offer.
I really like that balance of still being very kind of Methodist, but also moving away from traditional church. I think that's really exciting, something that's very different. I like the focus on the breathing out and breathing in, the aspects of doing, the kind of mission and serving, but also the small groups and that side of things as well. I think it's something that we don't often focus on. Often our churches are focused on buildings and worship and less on some of those other aspects, which I think is really exciting. There's a different way of doing church. I think it'll be really popular with young people and those on the fringes of church at the moment.
The Kairos movement's based on the idea that we need balance in our lives, like breathing in and breathing out. So if you do too much of one and not enough of the other, you fall over. And so with this in mind, we're encouraging anyone in the Kairos movement to make sure they're part of a small grassroots group. It's a group where you can be as open as you feel comfortable being, and it's a place that focuses on things that nurture, feed and help your spirit grow and keeps you accountable. So it might be a 12-step program or a Bible study or a yoga group or a prayer triplet or somewhere where you play music together. These are things that are like the in-breath. And then the out-breath is how we express our values and our humanity and our faith. So joining in with others to serve or minister to those around us. And for some people that's their paid employment, and for other people it's where they volunteer or it's a specific project encouraging the flourishing of the community around us.
The thing that initially drew me to the Kairos movement was the idea behind the grassroots groups. I really liked that it was a more kind of intimate space and gathering, and that's something I really missed from university, because it's the fact you can meet people from multiple areas in the district and not just your own area. And I thought that would make it a really exciting place to have conversations and with people from different backgrounds that would help you develop your own faith, but also you'd feel really comfortable sharing these kinds of ideas because it's not in a huge group, it's in a much smaller, intimate setting.
So I have a heart for developing a living relationship with God through daily prayer and through spiritual accompaniment. It's two things that have been very important for me in my life so far and that I'd like to continue with, together with other people, and also to share with others. And I think that Kairos really offers an opportunity to bring together different people from different backgrounds and different spiritual traditions, so that we can be rooted and grounded in the love of God together and continue to grow.
One of my interests of late has been, for the past couple of years, I've been involved in teaching English to people who do not have English as their first language, many of whom have come to this country as asylum seekers and refugees, and so they're almost starting from scratch in many cases, and it's been wonderful to be part of a teaching group that helps them get the basic skills that they need in order to settle into the culture here.
Really would like to be able to work out a way of befriending these people and helping them to feel at home in Hull and perhaps pick up a bit of English, and so I think hopefully that with the Kairos group I'll be able to pick up on other people's ideas who've perhaps done this or who've got other ideas of getting alongside people, and I'm hoping there'll be opportunities to meet with other people and to chat, and perhaps people will have the same interests as me and we can work together and make friends.
We love as well to get to know people from other countries. We've worked abroad ourselves, and we greatly appreciate the richness that it brings into our own lives.
Well, I've just trained as a Piece Together facilitator, which is a course for women to look at different issues that they might have experienced in their life, and things like brokenness and how beauty can come from brokenness. And it's done in a creative way where you make crafts, different activities. You make, here we've got a cushion cover with hope on it. And what excites me about this being part of the Kairos movement is that it's helping people to do church in a different way, and maybe in a way that they wouldn't have thought about it before. And hopefully it's a safe space for them to explore difficult issues and also faith.
Hi, this is Selby Street, and whenever the doors are open, everyone's welcome, and we have an eclectic mix of people who come. We have people from comfortable backgrounds, and we have people who sleep on the streets and who are addicts, and we just want to build the kingdom of God here at Selby Street, and we do that in lots of different ways. We do it through practically helping people with food and showers, and we do it by sharing the good news of Jesus, by praying with people, and that's what we're about, and that's what Kairos movement is about.
To butcher a Frederick Buechner quote, the Kairos movement hopefully enables us to discover where our deepest gladness meets the world's deepest hunger. And we hope to provide some scaffold around that to keep us accountable and reflective in how we live.